Let's talk about offense. Let's talk about words. Let's talk about choice. This episode was prompted by a news story. Not important. I repeat, not important, because the headline isn't the point. The point is what happened inside of me.
This is practically mindful shit. Loving myself while I'm losing it. Missing all.
I learned something new about Tourette's syndrome. I learned that some expressions are involuntary. I learned that sometimes they're vulgar. I learned there are different types. And that was enough for me. I don't need to dissect someone's nervous system to understand that living in a body that blurts without consent must be a life lesson in itself. What a human experience, wow. But then the word, it still gets highlighted. They said that word. If they said that word, it must be in them. They've said it before. They must be racist. And suddenly, all the understanding disappears. And I'm left with a word. And I ask myself, what is this word doing to me? I'm sitting in my living room, coffee in hand, tablet. The word is not in my house. The word is not in my bloodstream. The word is not standing in front of me. But I'm told you should be offended. Why aren't you offended? Oh, I am offended because that word has history, because that word was used as a weapon, because only certain people can say it and others cannot. And then I hear myself telling my husband, we should be offended by that. We should teach our kids to be offended by that. Don't let nobody say that to you. And then something quieter rose up. I'm tired of being offended. Not because history doesn't matter, not because harm doesn't exist, but because I'm tired of carrying something that keeps choosing me when I could choose myself. So what do? Well, they need to stop saying it. Who is they? And what if they don't stop? And what if the worst assumption is true? What if it was intentional? What if it was hateful? Then what? You're still offended, right? So how you just stop being offended, Stacey? Just stop. Just stop being offended. Not pretending it didn't happen, not rewriting history, just deciding that my nervous system doesn't have to react on command anymore. Offense is a reflex, but it's also a rehearsal. And I realized I don't have to rehearse pain every time someone throws a word into the air. People who use it to hurt still exist. They will still exist. But my reaction, that's mine. And today, I don't choose offense. You know, being offended feels powerful. It feels like defense. It feels like loyalty. It feels like solidarity. But sometimes it's just exhaustion in disguise. You don't honor your ancestors by living inflamed. You honor them by living free. And freedom includes emotional choice. So here's the practice. Next time you feel offense rise, pause and ask, is this harming me right now? Or is this memory reacting? What would neutrality feel like right here? What would peace cost me? What would it give me? You are allowed to respond. You are allowed to educate. You are allowed to protect. But you are also allowed to not carry. And that is not weakness. That's sovereignty. You can't control what words exist in the world, but you can decide whether they live in you. And sometimes the most rebellious thing you can do is not be offended. That's it for today's P.M.S episode. I'm Stacey, because really, mindfulness shows up in the everyday. The small, simple things that end up being the most profound. Until next time, pour it, sip it, breathe it, live it.
This is practically mindful shit. Pour it, sip it, breathe it, live it.